Hello, this is a video of how to install the Allstar DIAL system on a MacBook running Sierra and running Virtualbox. So I'm assuming you have Virtualbox on your system, and the first thing we're going to do is make the VM that's going to contain the Debian system that has DIAL on it. So let's go ahead and create the VM on here, and we'll get to it. So for that, we're going to do a new. We'll name it DIAL SP1. Change this to Linux. Debian 64-bit. There it is. Continue. That memory setting's okay. We'll make a virtual disk. I'm not going to make it very big. Give it maybe 20 gigabytes. It's faster if you use a fixed size, so let's go at 20 gigabytes. Probably 16 is enough, but we'll go with 20. This will take a little while. And once this is done, we'll attach to the Allstar DIAL Service Pack 1 SP1 ISO to then boot up Debian and let the internal installation scripts inside of DIAL do the installation. You'll find that DIAL does a lot of pooling from external repositories, so it takes a long time, and you'd better have an internet connection that works. So the best thing to do is put VirtualBox on NAT, and NAT will always assure you a solid internet connection. Here I'm on Wi-Fi, and luckily VirtualBox is now at a mature level where it will connect to the Wi-Fi on the MacBook Pro. So here we have DIAL. Next thing we do is we choose what ISO file to use. So we'll start up DIAL VM, and we're going to go to a file here that I know is down here. Here it is. Choose it. Start the machine. I'm going to use the graphical interface because it's easier. It looks nicer. 64-bit graphical. English, US for me, American English. So this goes by pretty fast, but this will get really bogged down when it's pulling in extra software from external sites. So let's see how it goes. I took default on the network hardware, and it looks like this is working. So it looks like it got a DHCP address. I'm going to call this DIAL. Domain name, I don't know if this even matters. Just call it test.com. Okay, we'll put a root password in here. Here's a real simple one. User account. I'm going to say username will be the name of my account. And keep using the same thing. Password. Here we go. Pacific for me. It's looking for disks. So it's going to find the VDI disk, a guided entire disk. I'm just going to use LVM. I like LVM. Logical Volume Manager is a good thing to have. All files in the same partition. Let's do that. It's easy. Right, change the disk. Okay, there's the settings. Let's do a continue on this. Let's write these to disk. formats partitions, installing the base OS. So this will work. Then it's going to boot the OS, and once it boots it, it's going to start installing a bunch of other packages, which I assume are for the asterisk system and everything else, database. So I can hear the fan on my computer spooling up. This is taking a lot of CPU probably. Let's see how much CPU this is taking. Oh, I don't know. Okay, there's Virtualbox. It's taking 73%. But how many processors? On Mac, you can't list the processors, so. This thing has a quad-core i7 in it. Okay, it's installing the base system. US for the package manager. Which is faster? I'm in California, so I'm looking for something that's fast. Texas, RAT. Boy, a lot of stuff in here. I can't see anything obvious. Berkeley's close to me. Let's try that. Berkeley. Continue. Don't have a proxy. So now it's going to pull in software. Hopefully this will work. There it goes, upgrading. Okay, good. It found the repository at Berkeley. It's going awful fast. Really fast. So now it's pulling in a new kernel, pulling in new Linux, so it's going to do a kernel update. It's almost like it's installing Linux entirely over again. The good thing is I'm running 64-bit Macbook Pro on an i7. Popularity contest. No thank you. Gonna take the Debian standard desktop here. Put in SSH. Web server, sure, let's put that into, there we go. Go. Boom. Boy, I'm getting a really high throughput from Berkeley on this thing. I tried this before using the Debian FTP server and it was very slow, so I like the choice of the Berkeley server for someone in California. It's pretty good. I mean, this thing is like really hauling. So this stuff's coming in over the net. Once it reaches all the files, it'll start installing. That's impressive how fast this thing is. I haven't seen any big files yet that have really slowed this thing down. There's a few. So again, this is installing the asterisk dial release candidate 1 RC1 software. As you can see, it does take some time. haven't done this in about a year. I have yet to get this thing running correctly. I haven't put much time at all into it, but I thought it would be great to give it a try. I have a couple of old Cisco phones around that I could use with SIP on it. So it's still pulling down software. I'm used to Red Hat and using DNF, so this is interesting how I like the graphical interface, how it's just blowing through this stuff. I'm thinking it's going to install this stuff here pretty soon. It's probably going to be a while, people. It looks like each rendition of this dial package is better. I like the fact they're on Debian, which is good for a 32-bit system, i3-6 or x86-64. That's really good. I'm curious what else I'll have to do once this thing is done. What kind of configuration I'll need for the actual usage of this thing. So what I really want to do is test if my Perl code that I wrote to basically scrape a Rochester, New York, Monroe County police incident website will work on dial. That's really what I want to do here, is see if I can make that work still on a dial so that friends in Rochester can use my code on dial. That's what I'm trying to do here. I was certainly putting in everything. I mean, Firefox. It's getting a whole Linux system set up here, so it's a lot more than a simple system. It's almost like it's a complete desktop. So, it makes you think, what's the Raspberry Pi install like? I do have a Raspberry Pi here. That's probably a much better way to do this, but what I really want to do is see if I can make my code work on this thing. So I have about 2,000 lines of Perl code I wrote that I want to test on here to see if I can scrape police incidents and make the dial system reply with voice through the IBM Bluemix text-to-speech system that puts out WAV files. So it depends, first of all, if there are any packages installed in this thing that can pronounce, say, WAV files or pronounce some type of file, and if not, I'll have to figure out how to put those in. Preparing. It doesn't say installing, but when I see all this stuff going by, I keep thinking installing is going to take a long time, but maybe this does mean it's installing. I'm not sure. It's putting on LibreOffice. That's a big waste of space. So they're basically installing an entire desktop system on this thing, which I probably didn't have to do. Now they're doing some kernel stuff again. So they're getting ready to reboot, I suppose. Okay, now we're configuring. Yeah, this is a complete Debian system. I haven't seen any of the asterisk stuff go on yet. Python 3, which is good. I like Python. Boy, they're putting everything in here. But when's the asterisk going to go on here? Maybe it's going to reboot and put asterisk on last. That's probably what they're going to do. NTFS 3G, that's interesting. That reads Windows. NTFS on Linux, that's pretty cool software. So I didn't see anything go on here yet that's from asterisk itself. So, okay. Boy, I don't really want to put it in manually, that'd be crazy. There we go. Okay. Time to boot the new system. Let's see if it'll boot without installing. Yep, that looks like it. So it's running, supposedly. But there's no direction here on what to do. No results. So I'll stop this video here and make a second one on how to use this thing. Okay, so thanks for watching this video on installing. Maybe we can try to go to terminal here. And is there anything special in here? Well, let's see what they have in here. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Okay, well, let's stop the video and have a great day. Thanks for watching. And on the next video, we'll figure out how to actually use this for something useful like asterisk. Have a great day.